Kenya has at least 200 players nationally, which pales in comparison to well-established nations like the United States, the inventors of the game, who have thousands of players. The Kenyan chapter is seeking to change that contrast. Bernard Ndong tells us more.
Well, the very first time I played Frisbee was back in campus, when I was in campus. The guys who were playing Frisbee actually came for a tournament. And I went and played this game, and ever since then, I've always loved Frisbee.
That was almost 5 years ago when Peter Gital was exposed to the flying disc, a circular plastic 20 to 25 centimeters in diameter, which capitalizes on the air currents to propel forward and maintain its flight once it's been launched. Peter, just like most people, had seen the disc being utilized in a different context altogether.
Okay, the very first time I actually heard about the game, before I actually saw it, I actually thought it's the disc that's thrown to the dog. But the very first time I saw it, I really loved the game.
Peter, who is currently a senior player and now an official, was a student at the University of Nairobi and joined the Ultimate Club, which trained at the university grounds. Throwing the Frisbees looked like a simple task, but he learned that technique was paramount and the game was also physically demanding.
It took me at least 1 year to be able to really understand it, because once you get to the game, you actually think it's very easy. But after some time, you realize there's a lot to it that you need to learn. So it took me at least 1 year to do that.
The game is played by two teams of 7 players, each competing on a playing surface measuring 100 meters by 37 meters. The player with the disc is called a thrower and may not run with it. They're allowed to pass the disc to teammates in any direction. The scoring criterion combines elements from rugby and American football.
I will compare it to any other game. I will probably compare it to rugby, because it's more of a passing game, and then scoring. When you score, you actually have to have the disc on the goal post, which is normally a 4-post goal.
Apparently, if you want to be a very good Frisbee player, you have to ensure that your technique is right, and that is more specifically when it comes to the throw. And as they say, it's all in the wrist. How do you rate that?
Awesome, nice spin.
The game is a non-contact sport and any aggression is scorned upon, and also each aggression is flagged and penalized.
Frisbee is a no-contact game. You're not supposed to touch anyone. You're supposed to give them, as much as you're defending, you should give them some space. So when it comes to fouls, we normally call Frisbee a gentleman's game.
The game faces the same challenges other disciplines the country grapple with. Finances. The lack of adequate facilities is another hurdle they are struggling to surmount.
Getting fields is actually difficult. Most of the public fields are actually fully in use because of most other games.
The issue of exposure is the sport's main concern for now, although Kenya hosted a regional championship in 2017 with over 6 nations taking part.
Kenya came in position 4. Yeah, that was after 2 South African teams and Uganda, who were third place.
The game is gaining traction slowly across the country, with officials hopeful Kenya could be a regional powerhouse in the game. Bernard Ndong for Citizen Sports.